Good afternoon, friends. I wish you all a happy, healthy 6th International Yoga Day. On behalf of the Gandhi Centre, Embassy of India, ICCR, Indian Council for Cultural Relations in the Netherlands, I welcome you all to this international symposium, Power of Breath, on the occasion of the 6th International Day of Yoga. We have amongst us Yogacharya Dr. Varun Veer, International Yoga Guru, who joins from Delhi, India. Let's give him a hand, please.
Thank you.
We're looking forward to the next. There are people who join in, but gradually I think I would mention as and when they come. Then we have Mr. Kambiz Nafisi from Washington, D.C. Let's welcome him. Welcome Kambiz Nafisi here on this symposium. Namaskar. Dr. Anil Mehta from Holland, who was just with us, and on behalf of him, Dr. Vivek Mohindra will be taking his place. Dr. Vivek Mohindra there's a lot of disturbance. It's a lot of disturbance. Why is that?
So yeah, the thing is that we should mute ourselves when
you should mute yourself.
Yeah, so it will be clear. So I'm muting myself. Everyone.
So in place of Dr. Anil K. Mehta, we have Dr. Vivek Mohindra from India, who is in Holland at the moment. And then we have Ms. Ankita Sood from Budapest, from the Amrita Shergill Cultural Center. Let's welcome her also. At the moment, I think I'm not missing any name. Yes, we have Nima Lad also, who is from The Hague, and she is here, but I don't know, she's not on the screen. So let's begin.
I'm there and I'm listening, everyone. I'm just keeping myself mute because otherwise it's very disturbing. I know that I have attended some of the calls, so I know that it is very disturbing if everybody keeps the microphone on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Breathing, it is something we all do without thinking. An involuntary action that we take for granted. They say if you're consciously breathing, you are doing yoga. There's an ancient story found in the Prashna Upanishad. Some of you must have heard it, that tells of a debate between prana, life force, and the 5 senses, as to which of them was the most valuable for human survival. The eyes claimed that without them, people could fall and be injured. The ears claimed that they could help people hear sweet things, as well as alert them to dangers the eyes could not see. The sense of smell argued that one could live without seeing and hearing, so long as one could still smell the richness of the world. Then Pran spoke up, expressing that without himself, none of the other senses could do their jobs. The other senses did not believe this. So to demonstrate, Pran began to leave the body, causing the 5 senses to grow weaker. Quickly realizing the truth that Pran reigns supreme, the 5 senses apologized and bowed down to the significance of Pran. According to the yoga tradition, Pran not only rules over the five senses, but also over the whole body. It is Pran that allows us to experience life. It is said that if a part of the body is not functioning well, it is likely deficient in Pran. Pran is the energy that rides on the breath. It is sometimes mistakenly referred to as the breath itself. But we are often breathing while still lacking life force. It's what we do with our breath that either increases or decreases Pran. To discuss this power of breath, I would like to invite my first speaker. For that, please allow me to mention that we have 5 speakers. Some are present and some are not. But I hope that they will join soon. But before that, each speaker will be given 5 to 10 minutes to speak as they wish, and then we would open the doors for discussion. And we intend to bring today's gathering to a halt in 2 hours from when we begin. Now I invite Yogacharya Dr. Varun Veer as our first speaker. Dr. Varun Veer received his master's degree in the field of yoga and then obtained his doctorate degree in the same. Presently working in the capacity of a National Secretary of Manu Sanskriti Sansthan, Dr. Varun Veer held esteemed positions in many renowned organizations. Dedicated to yoga since his childhood days, Dr. Varun Veer has chronicled his expertise in relation to yoga in his 2 books titled Yoga is Life and Research Methodology of Yogic Science. His noble act of promoting and propagating yoga in India and overseas is highly appreciated. Profoundly impressed by his noble initiative, the Voice of America, Washington, D.C., broadcasted his yoga sessions. His efforts have been appreciated by Holland Television and Radio. Multinational companies and embassies have gained under his guidance. I welcome Professor Mr. Acharya Dr. Varun Veer to make his presentation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nirmala ji. Thank you very much for inviting me on your prestigious platform. Can you hear me?
Yes, very clear.
Yes. So I'm just going to start my talk. Sarve Veda Yat Padam Amananti Tapamsi Sarvani च यद्वदन्ति यदेच्छन्तो ब्रह्मचर्यचरन्ति तत्ते पदं सगृहेण ब्रवीमि. Welcome to all for 6th International Yoga Day. It's a very beautiful subject given by Dr. Professor Nirmala Sharma ji. Breath. From birth to death, it's never stopped. It's always running throughout the life, consciously or unconsciously. It's working. First of all, the most important thing, we can live without meal, without food, maybe for a few weeks. We can live without water, maybe for a few days. But without breath, we cannot survive, we cannot live just for a few minutes. Few minutes is also so much, too much. So breath is the most important part of our life and for our body, for whole system. If you see the 5 elements, Akash, Vayu, Agni, Jal, Prithvi. Akash, we cannot hold, we cannot touch, we cannot see. It's just empty space. So after Akash, the most important part is air, Vat, air. And all other 3 elements, fire, water, and earth, it's all depend on air. Without air, and without air, life, energy, we cannot survive and we cannot make any other element also. So air is the most important part for the universe, for the life. And I'm not talking just for the air. Inside the air, inside the breath, there's a prana shakti, cosmic energy, life energy. Suppose if you want to know about your body, you are healthy or not. So if you go to the Ayurvedacharya or any Yogacharya, first they have to check your constitution. Tridosh, Vat, Pit, Kapha. Vat is the first constitution, first element. Vat, which is holding your whole body energy. And there is most important thing in Ayurvedic theory, if your 3 dosh in the balance, in the synchronization between your 3 doshas, and you're giving balanced dosha in your life, then you have healthy, happy, beautiful life. And if you have imbalance in your doshas, so life could be a hell. If you have air, Vat energy imbalance, so you can be a very destructive human being on the earth. But if you have a balance Vat, balance air, balance your breath, you can be very creative man, very balanced man, and very, very strong character, strong human being. You could be. If we see our whole life, if we see the Panchkosh theory, yogic theory, Panchkosha, Annamay Kosh, Pranamay Kosh, Manomay Kosh, Vijnanmay Kosh, and Anandmay Kosh. Through the eyes and through the touch, we can see, we can feel our physical body. But if we go beyond the physical body, there is more subtle 4 bodies inside this physical body. Prana is more subtle than this physical body. And pran, we have a 10 important pran, which is working inside the body. But out of 10, there's a 5 prana is the most important, and that prana, this prana is controlling our whole system. First, Udan, which is place and work at the throat chakra, Vishuddhi chakra. Second one, Pran, which is stay and work at the heart center. And between heart center and navel center, there is one more prana, third prana, that's called Saman prana. Fourth one, it's called Apan prana, which is placed and work at the navel center, Manipur chakra. And Vyana, it's working in the whole body, in the whole system. Then 5 sub-prana, Nag, Kurm, Krikal, Devdat, Dhananjay. But if we do pranayam, inhale, exhale with the kumbhak, with the mudras, with the bandhas, so we can have a very balanced prana shakti, life energy, cosmic energy inside the body. Yo apan prano rekyam swa rajoret so stha surya chandramaso yogo jivatma parmatmano एवं तू द्वंद्व जालस्य संयोगो योग उच्यते. देखिए योग में प्राण शक्ति, जीवन शक्ति का कितना बड़ा महत्व है. यो अपान प्राणो रेक्यम, आपकी अपान और प्राण वायु का जब मिलन हो जाता है, तो उसे योग कहते हैं। सूर्य और चंद्रमा का जब मिलन होता है उसे योग कहते हैं। जैसे कि इन दिल्ली टुडे इज सूर्य ग्रहण, सो इफ यू सी when moon covered the whole sun, so very different type of energy you can feel inside the environment. It could be very destructive energy and it could be very positive and balanced energy for other person. So it's depend person to person. Normal human being 16 to 18 breath take in a minute, but if you do the pranayam and with a deep breathing with the kumbhaka, so you can bring your breath down. Means after pranayam, you can have 12 to 14 breath. Or if you do more practice, it could be possible 10 to 12 breath or 8 to 10 breath in 1 minute. If you have a fast breath, if you have a constantly very fast flow of your breath, on that time you can feel you have very imbalanced mind. As much as fast breathing you have, then you will feel you have a very imbalanced mind. But through the pranayam, you can bring balance and you can bring calmness in your mind. Because breath and mind is very deeply interconnected. In the whole world, no one can stop mind. Same thing from birth to death, breath never stops. Same thing with the mind also. From birth till the death, it's never stop. We are sleeping, but we are breathing. We are sleeping, but we are dreaming. Mind is still working on, always work. So mind we cannot stop. There's no any technique. There's nothing to control your mind or stop your mind. But through the yogic breathing, we can control our mind. How? It's very simple method. This method also given by Rishi Patanjali in Yoga Darshana. Control your breath, automatically you can control your mind. Suppose you are driving a car and you're driving very fast. Suddenly someone came front on your car and you put the brake. On that, in 1 second, when you got accident with the person, in just a 1 second, you will feel more than 10 thoughts in your mind. Means 10 thoughts in a 1 second. You can feel in your mind. There is an accident, police will come, person is alive or dead, and car is damaged. So many thoughts will come in your mind. Because why it comes so many thoughts in 1 second? Why? You did not do any running, jogging, walking. You're just sitting in the car and just holding steering and you're driving a car. So why you have so much thought in your mind? Because on that time, if you observe your breath could be like this. You can feel why it's so fast, because you have so many thoughts in 1 second, in very short time. So if you want to control your mind, so control your thoughts. If you have stress, hypertension, mental pressure, or if you're living in depression, 101% you will be having short breath and very fast breath. So if you want to remove stress, if you want to remove anxiety, hypertension, pressure, mental and physical pressure also, so you have to control your breath. You have to focus on your breath. And through the pranayama technique, very easily and in few days, you can get very positive result. Tatah shiyate prakasha avranam. Yog Darshan said, if you do pranayam, it's release your all negative energy, it's release your carbon from inside, and you receive very positive energy, positive thoughts, and spiritual knowledge also you gain from the pranayam. Yog Darshan in 8 limbs Yam, Niyam, Asan, Pranayam. Just one subject Rishi Patanjali mentioned about the pranayam. And only three things: inhale, exhale, and stambha vritti. If breath is in or out, doesn't matter, just there is a three type of pranayam. So just stop. Only three type of breathing exercise, the very important, which is mentioned and described by Rishi Patanjali. So it's one of the most important part for your human life. Without breath, we cannot survive. Without breath, we cannot run, we cannot walk, we cannot sleep, we cannot do anything. As um, Dr. Nirmala Sharma ji mentioned from Prashnopanishad, it's the most important thing. Continuously, consciously, unconsciously, we are breathing. But consciously, if we focus on our breath, so we can realize our life energy, we can realize our physical energy, and we can realize our mental energy. We can realize our buddhi, Vijnanamaya Kosh, when physical body, vital body, mental body, wisdom body, balance, synchronized, healthy, happy, then last Anandamaya Kosh, the soul, the spirit. That's called that's called Atma Sakshatkar. Soul can realize itself. What's the purpose of the life? What's the aim of the life? And where we are going in this life? In this modern materialistic life, we are not thinking about the spiritual life. We are not going inside to realize and study ourselves. So through the pranayama, we can get healthy physical body, healthy mind, healthy prana shakti, healthy buddhi, and all when we have good, healthy, happy life can be very smooth, can be very joyful, can be very enjoyable. And in this present life, everyone have a stress. Everyone, all. If you ask to the old age people, if you ask from the woman, if you ask a small child who's studying in just 7, 8, 9 standard, they also said, oh, I have a stressful study, I have stressful job, I have a pressure for this, I have this. Now our life is going to be hell. And we are not controlling, we are not going to understand what's going on with us. The human who has a brain, a buddhi, so we can realize, we can understand, and we can cure all physical, vital, mental problems. And through the pranayama, 101%, you can release and all type of physical body, breath related problem, and mind related problem. See, again in Prashnopanishad, the rishi said, we have one heart and we have a 100 nadis. We have a three main nadi, Sushumna, Pingla, and Ida nadi. But in heart, there is a 100 nadis, and each nadi is connected with 100 nadis more. And that 100 nadis connected with very small 72,000 nadis. So if you calculate whole nadi system according to Prashnopanishad, it's 727,210,201 nadis inside this small body. This small body means just it's so huge inside. So through the pranayama, we can bring healthy blood circulation inside the system. If we do pranayama, we can release stress, we can remove stress, and we can get very strong, healthy nervous system. So just, I'm concluding my talk. Pranayam, pranayam, expansion of the life energy, where we have to expansion this life energy inside the body. And especially in the Brahm Muhurta, early morning 4 o'clock, we can have and we can find life energy outside of the home. Because on that time, it's in Brahm Muhurta, it's more pure, more shuddh, and you can find more elegant energy flowing on that time. So if we do everyday pranayam, if we focus on our breath through the concentration, dharana, or through the meditation, we can bring synchronization between body, breath, mind. We can live happily in this world. We can remove stress. And it's not only theory. We prove the practically. If you see Pradhan Mantri Narendra Modi, they make so big effort through the Ayush Mantralaya. If you see Swami Ramdev, if you see the Shri Shri Ravi Shankarji or Isha Foundation, so many rishis, so many yogis, so many good people working inside the world, across the India. So there is very positive, healthy, and very authentic research also. So it's not only theory, because modern science, modern world, they believe on the science. And prana is a science. Yoga is a science. Dhyan is a science. It's outer science also, but it's more inner science. So we have to spread this beautiful subject about the breath, which is given by Dr. Nirmala Sharma ji. So thank you very much to the Nirmala ji, and I'm just concluding my talk here. And thank you very much to give me this platform. Thank you very much, Nirmala ji. Hello.
Thank you, Dr. Varmveer. This was very so important, so essential for all of us who just let breath happen and we never try to breathe ourselves. So this is very, very important. And I think I'll have to hear this recording once more because I was very distracted by a lot of messages coming in. So this is an excellent, this has been an excellent presentation. Thanks a lot for this.
Thank you.
We have two people who have joined in now. Professor Madhu Khanna has just joined in from Delhi, India. I welcome Madhu Khanna ji here. Let's give her a big applause. And we have the yoga teacher from Gandhi Centre also joined in, who is constantly going out and coming in. As well, we have Mrs. Chaturlal, who is also joined in. I can't see her on the screen at the moment, but Shruti Chaturvalji, and she is from Delhi, India, and she's an exponent of euphonic yoga. I welcome Shruti ji also here. Let's give her up. Let's welcome her, rather. And a small instruction, please don't pop in and pop out, because this is a recording and I want all your faces to be there. Just don't disappear from the screen, because it's being recorded and it will be on the social media. You can see it again also. So please don't disappear from the screens. Now we have, I will let Madhuji, she was on the line, but I will let her relax for the speech after this one, which is coming. And so you can relax and you're the next speaker. Now I invite Mr. Kambiz Nafizi from Washington, DC. Mr. Kambiz Nafizi has delivered several talks in the Gandhi Centre, Embassy of India, Netherlands. And he's invited a lot of audience on his name and his presentations, the way he deals with them. And he has small meditation workshops also during his talks, and people just enjoy it. And he's been coming regularly, but because of COVID-19, I think Mr. Kambiz Nafizi suddenly disappeared. But we have not forgotten you, and we want you to come back to the Gandhi Centre as things get normal. Mr. Kambiz Nafizi has written several books on Kriya Yoga, and he is a guru on Kriya Yoga meditation. I welcome him here for his presentation.
Thank you. And can you hear my voice clearly?
Yes.
Very good. It's so wonderful to be with all of you fine human beings who are helping the world a lot. For the past 27 years, I've been teaching the breathing science of Kriya Yoga, basically from the lineage of Paramahansa Yogananda. The person who initiated me was Swami Hariharananda. And in these 27 years, I've been somebody who's brought the ancient together with the modern. When I was studying with some of the grandmasters in India, I drew a close parallel between the ancient science of yoga and quantum physics. And what I found was the parallel between the two of them is the common understanding that the Lord of the universe is an energy field made of pure consciousness. And one of the sayings that I love most, it comes from the Upanishads. And the Lord Shiva is saying, I am the fire that comes into the body of the human as prana. As you know, prana is the life force that sustains every living entity. And if we think about it, our sight, our hearing, our speech, our walking, everything comes from prana. And therefore, instead of focusing on our first name and last name, we are actually moving breath. We are prana. And Kriya Yoga says, if you think about your entire entity coming from breath, therefore you are prana. And if you are prana, you are the breath of the Lord on earth. In other words, the Lord lives within you as prana. Kriya Yoga was brought to the world by Kriya Babaji Nagaraj some 1800 years ago. And his main message to the world was breathlessness equals deathlessness. And Kriya Yoga upholds that when you focus on the breath of the Lord coming in, then the mind falls in love in relationship. Because if you're an athlete running a 400-meter race, you might be focused on, I am breathing in oxygen. And the Lord of the universe being made of consciousness, if you ask for oxygen, that's what you'll get. But if you ask for the breath of the Lord being made of consciousness mirrors your own request back to you. So if you ask for oxygen, you get oxygen. If you ask for the breath of the Lord, you get the breath of the Lord. So what I teach in meditation is that meditation cannot be a technique, because technique is dry. And in the dryness of technique, your mind doesn't fall in love. Your mind can only be enthralled and fall in love when it is in relationship with the one force who has adored you from the time you were in your mother's womb. It's unconditional love. So when your first two cells were being put together, beyond DNA, beyond stem cell, there was a force unconditionally loving you. And that force enters you through the breath. However, if you're doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 breathing exercises, the mind doesn't fall in love. The mind is so restless, it is looking for its divine mother. And when you reorient the mind to get into a relationship with the one force that adores you unconditionally, then the mind falls in love. When the mind falls in love, your typical brain waves of 14 cycles per second, the beta waves, come down to the theta waves, which are 3.5 cycles per second. So the mind is now enthralled with the source of its life that unconditionally loves you. And what happens? Your heartbeat comes down, your blood pressure comes down, metabolism comes down. As metabolism comes down, instead of 12 or 16 breaths per minute, you are now breathing as a Kriyaban, 3 breaths per minute. At 3 breaths per minute, you are controlling your entire internal metabolism. As your metabolism is slowing down, you regain youthfulness. We can compare this in mechanics, auto mechanics, to a racing engine like a Ferrari that is working at 14,000 revolutions per minute compared to a simple water pump that can last 35, 40 years. The main difference is the internal metabolism has slowed down, meaning heartbeat, respiration rate, blood pressure, so forth. And Kriya Yoga works on the 72,000 nadis. It says that your life-giving principle is being conducted through a channel of tiny pipes. If your pipes are clogged, you cannot possibly have physical, emotional, psychological health, because the breath of the Lord must go through your 72,000 pipes in order for you to experience well-being. Well-being means all of your energies are running optimally in a single direction. It's called well-being. And in a very miraculous way, what I teach is that you are the breath, you are nothing but the breath, and behind that breath is the breath of the Lord through prana. And because everything's being sustained by prana, you have one choice during meditation. You can either practice technique, or you can fall in love in relationship. And both quantum physics and ancient yoga say that the force that sustains nature is made of consciousness. It's a pulsation called spanda. This pulse is conscious. However, there's one catch. To speak the language of the Lord, your consciousness must acknowledge the Lord's consciousness. So when you go beyond oxygen and you acknowledge that the one force that has unconditionally loved you from the beginning is entering you with the breath, then your consciousness links with the Lord's consciousness, then we have contact. When you have contact, your mind falls in love. When your mind is in love, suddenly your brain waves go from 14 to 3.5, and suddenly your metabolism is resting. And when your metabolism is resting, suddenly you need less oxygen. And in breathlessness, you progress towards deathlessness. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you, Mr. Kambiz Nafizi, for this excellent presentation. I think these are so important to all of us for our being. You see, we need to again and again hear the recordings. You see, in one go, you cannot accept everything, and you need to again and again listen to these. So these are very, very important things for every being. Now I invite Madhuji. Professor Madhu Khanna from Delhi, India. Professor Madhu Khanna has written several books on tantric art, and has taught at the university in Delhi. I welcome Professor Madhu Khanna to this symposium. I invite her to make a presentation. Madhuji.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. So thank you so much for inviting me. This is a great occasion for all of us to discuss some of the seminal points regarding a very ancient concept of prana. Now, my understanding of prana really goes back to Sanskrit sources, which I have read as a part of my research into Shaiva and Shakta Tantra. And it is very interesting for me to hear the previous speaker, he who brought in a connection between the mind and breath. And before that, of course, there was a lovely presentation on Upanishads. So we all agree that prana is the most important element that sustains life, and it has been spoken about a lot right from Vedic age down to the post-medieval Sanskrit literature. Now, what I want to emphasize is that when we look at it historically, as this tradition grew, there have been many attempts to understand it in depth and also relate the symbology of prana to the ultimate principles of life. And that's where the Shaiva and Shakta tradition comes in. And I totally agree with the previous speaker that, one can be practicing pranayama, but if it's not linked with the symbology, it will just be an outer practice. It will just be taking it oxygen and breathing out. According to Tantras, prana is linked with pure consciousness of Param Shiva and Shakti. And then the ingoing breath and the outgoing breath are both related to the two ultimate principles, Shiva and Shakti. As a matter of fact, since the outgoing breath is linked with Shiva, the ingrowing breath is linked with Shakti. So, as the text says, Sa karena bahiryati, va karena vishetna, hansa hansa iti mantram jivo japati nityashaha. Translated, the breath is exhaled with the sound Sa and then inhaled with the sound Ha. Thus, the individual always recites the mantra Hamsa. In other words, the recitation of mantra Ahamsa is itself provides you with a point of concentration on Shiva and Shakti, or the union in breath. And it is interesting for me to share with you that how the Shaiva masters have understood breath in their tradition. And they understand it very through mathematical principles. According to them, in 1 minute, we exhale and inhale 15 times. That means ahansa, like that. In 1 hour, 15 by 60, we breathe 900 times. So in 24 hours, that's 900 by 24. Each of us breathes, according to them, 21,600 times. And this kind of recitation, in other words, is going on in us all the time till we are alive. As they say, the breath is exhaled with the sound Sa, then inhaled with the sound Ha. The individual always recites the mantra Ahansa. Now, what is interesting in this whole is that they develop a notion of automatic japa. That means as we breathe in and breathe out, and if we know the discipline and if we know the concentrations that are linked with the breath meditation, we will automatically be practicing the yoga for 24 hours, even in our deep sleep, because our mind will be focused on the midpoint where the breath turns. So in other words, I'm inhaling, and there's a point at which the breath turns, and then then we exhale. So this gap between the two is a point of unity. And it is this gap on which we should be concentrating our mind and our consciousness. And if a person continues with this, continues to practice this particular Hamsa Yoga, slowly, the breath will be totally well channelized through the pranic channels, which many of us know about now. Many scholars talked about it before me. And the chaotic breath in our day-to-day life, for instance, when we breathe in and breathe out, we are using both our channels, Ida and Pingala. But our aim should be to harmonize that into the median channel. So this idea of harmony, idea of unity, and idea of the breaths coming together would take place if we practice it and if we know the philosophy behind it. So that's all I think I wanted to share with you, because these are complex, very complex ideas. But it is interesting for me to see that by the medieval period, the automatic recitation, japa jap tradition had already taken roots. And as a matter of fact, when I have wandered in India and met many sadhus, they all perform this hansa japa. As a matter of fact, the sadhu who attains a very high level of liberation is called Paramhans. So why is he called Paramhans? Because his prana is in total harmony with the cosmic breath of consciousness which is outside us. So these techniques teach us how to relate to the wider cosmos, and also breath is the mechanism through which we relate to all life. If there was no breath, there would really be no life. So I think these ideas that we have in our Shastras, and this is just one meditation, there are many others that one finds. Prana also gets linked with ritual. Prana also gets linked with yogic postures. Then mindfulness meditation is one of the ways in which prana can get activated. So this is something that we have to take very seriously, because even when people don't believe in a theological God, they cannot deny the existence of breath. And I've had these arguments by many modern people who keep saying, but why should we follow Hinduism or Buddhism or Jainism? I said, but to understand your breath, and you must understand your relationship to the cosmic bodies, the sun and the moon. And as a matter of fact, when we move on to understand the symbology of the Pran Vayu, we find that our two breaths that get linked to sun and moon through Ira and Pingala. So, once again, and I think you're doing a great job, Nirmala ji, by inviting us. And I think we should have more of these discussions so that we can understand and excavate these ideas from our ancient texts and share it so that they become extremely important insights to literally, to use these techniques in alleviating our problems, modern day problems. Thank you.
Thank you, Madhuji, Professor Madhu Khanna, for this wonderful presentation. Can everybody hear me? Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, I can hear you.
That was a nice presentation. I don't know why your camera kept flickering, and we could see it was just like the disco lights, your image appearing and disappearing. You see all the while through your presentation. Why was that? I don't know.
What's happening.
I think because of the internet connection, the same problem is here with me. That's the reason I've kept my video off. But I think the video is coming and going, so that is distracting a lot. So that's the reason.
Okay. Madhuji has made a very nice presentation and she's spoken about the breath. You see, harmony of the breath. Yeah, and then she spoke about unity of the breath also, how it needs to be united. We never thought never ever thought that, you see, we just thought that this is the life force, but there's so much, like Dr. Barun, we said about the cosmic energy, followed up by Dr. Madhu Khanna also, and the sun and the moon, the union of the sun and the moon. How does it get together along with our breath? Then of samadhi, and then she spoke about the Hans Jap. So many things related to our breath. I don't know. I have a feeling now at the moment after hearing Mr. Kambiz Nafisi, Varun Veer, and Madhu Khanna ji, that this is the beginning of a symposium. This is a beginning of a thought, a presentation, which will lead to more discussions in future. So we must, as Madhuji says, we must have further discussions on this particular topic, right? So let's think it over. I will get back to you all through mails and see when can we do this again. Be it the International Yoga Day or outside the International Yoga Day, we must have this kind of a discussions on breathing. Thank you, Madhuji, once again.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me. I'm blessed.
You're welcome. Now we have
a great learning experience for me.
Thank you so much. We have two other people who have joined in now. We have Yogacharya Deepak Jashapara, as well as Rashmi Mishra from London, who have joined in now. Our next speaker is, of course, Yogacharya Deepak Jashapara, holistic therapist, MIGHT, from London, a health professional in. Somebody has to switch off the speaker. A health professional in complementary and alternative medicine for over 20 years. He says 18 years back, he was in a poor health. He tested ancient Ayurvedic principles of Kaya Kalp and transformed his life, and also was cured. He will be running his 5th London Marathon in 2 years at the age of 80 years. I wish him health, wealth, and happiness. I welcome him to this symposium and I invite him to make his presentation. Yogacharya Deepak Jashapara. You have to switch on your speaker.
Now it's switched on?
Yes.
It's switched on, yeah? Thank you very much, everyone. And especially Nirmala ji for giving me the opportunity to be here. And you might be wondering what this MCIHT is member of Institute of Holistic Therapists. That's what it means. Member of Institute of Holistic Therapists. So basically, I'm in complementary and alternative medicine. And when I was 60, as Nirmala ji said, I was in extremely poor health. It was at the point when I was about to retire. Then I make up in my mind that I want to change my lifestyle. I want to change myself. So I went to India. I'm from London. I went to India and hibernated for 3 years. I hibernated in 3 years. I went to Cavalier Dham, Bihar School of Yoga. I went to South, a beautiful institute is now called Jindal Nature Cure Institute. I stayed there, and in Bangalore there is a yoga institute, Swami Vivekanand Yoga Institute. It's a yoga university. I stayed for 3 years, and I fell in love with yoga. So much so that first of all I got rid of all the so-called incurable diseases. I was suffering from heart problems. I was suffering from diabetes, from asthma, and many other things. And then I wrote my bucket list. You know, bucket list, the list you write when before you die, you want to do something. And I said to myself, I want to run marathon, right? I was fascinated by seeing people running marathon, right? So I said, I want to run marathon. So now that I've changed my life completely 360 degrees, I took the plunge and started running the marathon. And in my bucket list, one is to go to Mansarovar, the abode of Shiv Bhagwan, Shivji. So I want to go. Still, I haven't gone there. The other thing is climbing the Kilimanjaro. But one thing I have done is run four marathons. I've already run 4 marathons with good speed, right? And it's all thanks to yoga and naturopathy. I fell in love so much so that I started my own workshops in London. And so, but that workshop is combination of complementary and alternative medicine, which is part of Ayurveda, and also yoga. It had meditation, it had Kundalini meditation, meditation based on chakras, 7 chakras, and also had the most important part of my workshop is the pranayama or breathing techniques. I very much love breathing, and my students love very much so. I have a regular mainstream clients, mainstream the Goras sort of thing. All the people, irrespective of race and religion, they join my workshops. I want to just demonstrate. I'm giving. Sorry, Nirmalaji, I'm giving 10 minutes. So I want to finish it within 10 minutes. So it's just for me a few more minutes to go. So I want to demonstrate to you for some of the pranayam which I do to them, right? For a few of the pranayam, 1 or 2, if you don't mind. Yeah. So first pranayam, I'll be doing a Kapalbhati. Kapalbhati, or let's do the Bhastrika, bellow breath pranayam. The thumb inside your fist. There are yoga guru here. So tell me if I'm doing it wrong, right? If I'm doing it wrong, I've been doing wrong for last 18 years, because 18 years I'm doing the yoga. So especially Varunji, Veer Varunji, you watch me as well. Thumb inside your fist by your side, and as you do, then you throw your body up and throw your body down. When you throw your body up, you breathe in, you breathe out. You do it like this. Then you relax, still you keep your eyes closed, then do the palming, rub your hands together, make them warm, cover your eyes with your hands, very gently open up the eyes within the palms of your hand, massage your face and neck, or bring your hands back to normal position. This is one of the pranayam, what I'm doing it. I want maybe a quick comment later on, maybe from Varunji, whether I'm doing it. Yeah? And this is one.
You are doing very nice.
Doing the Bhastrika pranayam, bellow breath pranayam. This is one of the techniques I'm using it. The other one I'm using is Kapalbhati, 2 versions of Kapalbhati, one slow version and one other version is slow and fast to put together. And the slow version would be something like this. Fast version would be something like this. When I do it in a combined way, it will be something like this. This one I do it 3 times slow, 3 times fast, and it brings heat in the body. It burns the cholesterol, and we actually feel that heat produced in our body. So this is the out of 10 pranayam, what I'm doing in my workshop. These are the 2 pranayam I have demonstrated, and I think my time. I'm looking at my watch, Nirmalaji. It's nearly 10 minutes. So thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to be here among all the academics and all the people who are expert in this field. Thank you. Varunji, would you like to say something?
Yeah. Yes, Deepakji, you have, by the God grace, you have very strong and very fantastic lungs, and you are doing absolutely perfect, absolutely perfect. You did Bhastrika, you did Bhastrika pranayam. I'm telling you, you did Bhastrika pranayam. No one new yogi can do this pranayam.
Thank you, sir.
You are doing very nicely. I really admire you.
Varunji, I'm over the moon. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I come to Delhi, I come to your place. I tell you, I'm going to come to very near future. I'm going to come to Ayodhya when the Ram Mandir is done. I'm going to come there.
Okay,
Then I'll come
great.
to Delhi, to your place.
Please make me. You can take my number to Nirmala ji.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I also want to say that Varunji is making a very huge yoga center in Delhi, and a beautiful one for meditation also. And since there's been some hurdles with the local authorities to try to let it come in, but it's in the midst of the embassies, and we expect all the ambassadors to come and do yoga there. So let's all pray that Dr. Varun Veer's the yoga center comes up very soon. You see, it's been
Thank you very much, Nirmala
held
ji.
up for
Thank you,
2 years.
Nirmala.
Yes.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Deepak ji. That was really excellent. And I envy when Varun ji tells you that you were doing it very well. I realize that I don't know anything of it and I am not able to do it. So,
I'm over the moon. I'm very much praised. And I tell you that if I get an opportunity, I will go to Dr. Ronuji's place. And if there is a facility to stay there, I'll stay for a couple of months.
I would like to invite you for teaching here.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I'll pass on you pass on your details, or I'll pass on my details to you. Yeah, through
Yes,
Nirmal,
please. Yes, please.
and we'll make that happen. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
you're most welcome. I'll make it feasible for you, Dr. Jashpura, to get in touch with Varun ji. And thank you for your lovely talk. We are also presenting something of Deepak Jashpura ji in the Gandhi Centre on the social media. He has given a very nice presentation on facial massage for men and women. You see, it is not a beauty therapy, but it's something, a massage for your veins and nerves, isn't it right?
Yeah,
So that,
it's Ayurvedic massage. You know, Ayurvedic facial massage using Ayurvedic oils. Is a Ayurveda and yoga are two great things which as ancient India has given to the whole world. This is the greatest gift. And this is the facial massage. I still consider as the part and parcel of yoga as well. Because in yoga, you do the massage, you want to increase the blood circulation. The facial massage, you do the facial massage, opens up arteries and veins, enhances the blood circulation, improves the complexion, and there is no need of expensive creams, Nirmala ji.
so that was for circulation, to be right. You corrected me. That was for your facial circulation.
Yeah, especially the vortex. You know, so some people use that injection, vortex poisonous injection. So, yeah. So yeah, facial massage is very important part of the yoga, of the Ayurveda, I suppose.
Thank you once again, Dr. Deepak Jashpura ji. And now the next speaker and the last speaker is Dr. Vivek Mohindra. Dr. Vivek Mohindra is a doctor who comes from India, Delhi, and has been here for some time working with Dr. Mehta, Anil Mehta, who was just here on the screen in the beginning of the symposium, and the beginning when we started, and he handed over to Dr. Vivek Mohindra, who would make his presentation on behalf of Dr. Anil Mehta. Dr. Anil Mehta is from Holland, and he's a doctor, teacher, and a speaker on Ayurveda and spirituality. He runs an institute affiliated to Gujarat University in Holland, an Ayurvedic institute. I invite Dr. Vivek Mohindra to make a presentation.
Thank you, Nirmala ji. Namaste to everyone, and I am from the same institute, what we call ISRA. As we are doctors, so I think so after learning from Veer Varun ji about consciousness, from Kambi ji, how it can change your hormonal circulations and create love vibes in your body, which can create theta waves. And then Madhu ji told us how, so this is the part of the Tantra also. And Deepak ji has given us a beautiful presentation on, which could be the dream of even a comparatively younger person like me to learn in due course of time. I will be talking about the 4 perspectives from the medical point of view. From the physiology and anatomy of Ayurveda, as we understand, what pranayam can do to us for healing purpose. The first perspective is that, as Nirmala ji has told us in her introductory letter, that breathing is a conscious exercise, is a conscious process in the body, And most of time it is the subconscious process. We are sleeping, we are in coma, or we are reading, or we are not aware of our breath, but we are having breath. So breath is mostly the job of your subconscious. It is the only function of the body which can be consciously shifted to the conscious mind also. So your breath is being run by your subconscious, which is being run by your autonomic nervous system, by your cranial nerves, but it could be done by your conscious mind also. So when we shift our breathing from the subconscious to the conscious mind, we make our conscious mind busy, what we call our monkey mind, which is analytical, which is judgmental, which has memory, which has decision making. And these four faculties of our conscious mind, analysis, memory, judgment, always keep us busy and make it as a monkey mind. But when we shift the subconscious function of the breathing, the conscious mind, we make our subconscious free. So two benefits: your monkey mind get in control, which prepares you for dharana, which prepare you for meditation, which prepare you for the focus. And your subconscious becomes a little free. When your subconscious becomes little free, as we know in our yogic physiology understanding, that your mind is made up of manas, buddhi, chit, and ankar. And your subconscious is your chitta. Veer Varunji will be able to appreciate when your chitta becomes free from doing the job of running your breath, and it is given to your monkey mind, your conscious mind, which is your buddhi and your manas more, chitta expands. When the chitta expands, means your consciousness expands. Your subconscious is always available to you, but we as human beings are seldom available to our subconscious. We are available to our conscious mind, of our imagination, of our liking, of our disliking, my whims and fancies, my aspirations, my dream, my viruses, my lust, my greed. But your subconscious, which is always available to you, which is running your breath, which is running your hormones, which is running your endocrinal secretions, which is making your liver function, which is making your digestion function, which is making your uterus functioning, is available to us, but we are not available to it. It has so many programs, it has so many softwares which are available to us, but we are not available to it. When we become available to it and shut our conscious mind, which has only four softwares: your imagination, memory, decision making, and the judgmental power of right or wrong. Your judgmental power is subject to your upbringing, your environment, your culture, your value system. So when subconscious expands, you get the cosmic download of more awareness, your perception get better, your sixth sense becomes better, your intuition becomes better, your gut feeling becomes better. Imagine that Nirmala ji, Veer ji, me, Madhu, learning with four programs only: the imagination, memory, and decision making, and consciousness, what is right or wrong, judgmental power. And now we get more software to live our life: better perception, more intuition, more sixth sense, more gut feeling. How life will become much better. So this is the one perspective, that what conscious breathing can do to us. The second perspective I want to share with you is how conscious breathing can give you the higher level of the health. as we understand in yoga physiology, that we are made up of 5 koshas: the Annamaya kosha, Manomaya kosha, Pranamaya kosha, and Jnanamaya kosha, and bliss body, Anandamaya kosha. The Annamaya kosha is your physical body made up of food, can be balanced by balancing Vata, Pitta, Kapha. If you have the food, thought, and action according to your body type, you can balance your physical body. If it goes out of the balance, you can do some cleansing therapy, you can take some herbs and panchkarma, and can take care of your physical body. Your Manomaya kosha, your mental body, our ancient has given a huge thesis on that in the form of Pancham Veda. Nirmala ji must be thinking what I'm saying, the Pancham Veda. In India, the Natya Shastra is given so big importance that sometimes we call it Pancham Veda. So the Pancham Veda has given us the insight of Navras. So 4 rasas out of those are the positive ones which are building your life. Your Shingar, Hasya, Veer and Kautul Ras. And 4 rasas are which are the disgust, anger, are creating the negative biochemistry. And the Shantras is the neutral biochemistry. So you can balance your Manomaya kosha by spending more time in the Shantras, which is called a neutral emotion. That spending time in the neutral emotion give you an opportunity to select good emotions for you, which is Shingaras, Viras, and the joy, the Hasyaras, and give you opportunity not to get spoiled by the negative emotions of the fear and disgust, the 4 negative rasas. So this way we can balance our Manomaya kosha. The third is the Pranamaya kosha. So the only way to make the Pranamaya kosha better is your conscious breathing. So when you make your balance your 3 koshas, we can take care of our 4th kosha, which is Jnanamaya kosha. Jnanamaya kosha is your intelligent body. Modern science say it is your genetic imprints. So what is written on your genes, your life will be like that. If you are getting the genes which will have more prone to the cancer, your probability of having cancer is more. But the science of epigenetics is saying that you can rewrite the program on your genes and make your life beautiful. How we can rewrite the programs on your Jnanamaya kosha? By creating a good atmosphere for Jnanamaya kosha. Your Jnanamaya kosha, your intelligent body, is always bothered by the trouble you create for it. You take Golgappa, you take chicken, you take alcohol, and create problems for your physical body, your Annamaya kosha. And then give it the job to the intelligent body, the Jnanamaya kosha, balance it. Then you create problem for your Manomaya kosha by disliking people, by being greedy, by being angry, and creating negative biochemistry in the body. And give it the job to the Jnanamaya kosha, balance it. Because Jnanamaya kosha principal job is to keep you go good for 100 years, right? Which is the given life to us. So then Jnanamaya kosha is repairing that. Then we are not conscious of our breathing and we are having polluted atmosphere. Your prana is intake is not good. Your sensory input is not good. The input from all 5 senses is not good. Then you again create the imbalance on the body and give the job to the Jnanamaya kosha, balance it. So whole of the day, we are creating the problem for our intelligent body to sort out the mess. Suppose we stop creating the mess by balancing our body, the balancing our prana, and balancing our emotions. Our Jnanamaya kosha will be very happy, very relaxed. So it will be, rather than spending time on making you survive by troubleshooting, it will help you to thrive. So Jnanamaya kosha which can, imbalance of gamma kosha can create autoimmune disorders, can create malignancies. So rather than fighting it out from creating the probability of malignancy of autoimmune disorders, it will become your friend to help you evolve better. So by balancing your anamaya, manomaya, and pranamaya kosha, you can protect yourself from autoimmune disorders, you can protect yourself from malignancies, and you can make yourself thrive. So when your Gyanmaya kosha is more important, means your DNA is more active. Your DNA is more active, it means you are going to evolve and thrive. All of us work on 2% of active DNA, and they say that Jesus, the Rama, the Krishna, these people were working on more active DNA. So this is the second way pranayama help us to make our Gyanmaya kosha work better. The third perspective I want to share is by improving your prana, as we were learning from the learned speakers, that our body is being run primarily by, Veer Varunji told us, by vata, the 5 type of vata: pran, udan, vyan, saman, and apan. In Ayurveda, we say the pit pangu, kaf pangu, pangu maldatva, vayuna yatra niyantre, tatra gachanti megvat. Your pitta is immobile, your kapha is immobile. Immobile are 7 tissues, and immobile are your waste products. Wherever vata takes them, it goes as if we take, as the air takes the clouds everywhere. So this much is the importance of the vata. So out of those 5 vayus, 5 vatas, the pran vayu is the most, you say, prominent. That's why we say that yoga physiology has given the name of the vata as a prana, the life force. The life force which enhances your ojas, enhances your immunity, which gives oxygen to every cell of the body, which is helpful to create ATP, the energy in the body. So without prana, life is not possible. Out of the 5 prana, when you are doing pranayama, you are easily making 3 vata working at optimum. What is that? One is the pran vayu, the udan vayu, and when, as the Varunji is saying right now, in still position, you are able to control your vyan vayu also. Our sman vayu, which is our intestinal movement, and apan vayu, which is a downward movement, is not in very much direct control. And these 5 vatas are not 5, but they are manifestation of 1. You balance the 1, you balance the 5. So it's such a wonderful opportunity that by having conscious breathing, you can balance the 3 big dimensions of your life force. You can balance your prana, you can balance your udana, and you can balance your vyana vayu. So you have balanced the 3, it will help you to balance your saman and apana also. So you will balance the 5 vata, the nutrition to the every cell of the body. And Vyam Vayu is your neurological function. It is not only your breath, it is not only your oxygen. The prana is your neuroendocrinological functioning also. So it is going to make you free from neurological disorders. It will protect you from the anxiety, stress, restlessness, agitation, all those disorders which we get from the hyperactivity of our body, hyperactivity of our mind, which further enhance the rajas in the body. So by doing this, you're controlling your rajas, you're controlling your 5 vatas, and that makes your life beautiful. If time allows, I will take 2 more minutes and to finish on the 4th perspective from the yogi philosophy. Nirmala ji, is it possible?
Yes, it's possible.
Yes. The 4th way, as we have learned in our scriptures from Upanishad, that there are 4 types of the yogas, and all of for different people. So as Cambridge looks more like in Bhakti Yoga, Veer Varunji is more a proponent of the Raj Yoga. Deepak ji is mainly in the Raj Yoga. And Nirmala ji is more of the follower of the Gyan Yoga. And Ria also looks like a Gyan Yogi is listening so, passionately. So everyone has its own path according to our stage of evolution, according to our consciousness, according to our needs. And Raj Yoga is like something the bigger path. And when the Patanjali wrote the 8 limbs of the yoga, it was the world's first ever treatise written on positive developmental psychology. When Freud wrote a literature on the psychology, this was about for a sick person, right? So Patanjali wrote world's first a treatise, a PhD thesis for 100 scholars, by 100 scholars, maybe 1,000 scholars, putting a very beautiful manual of developmental psychology in a sequential manner. You follow Yama, you follow Niyam, then you go to Asana, then you go to Pranayama, Pratyahar, Dharana, Dhyana, and Samadhi. So when you have no vices which are controlled by your Yam and Niyam, and you tame your body by Asana and practice the Pranayama, how it will prepare you for the next stages of the evolutionary psychological developmental, which is to make you Brahm again. So Atman becomes the Brahm again. So which Varun will be able to appreciate that, which is what we call Samadhi, as the Vedanta says. And the Sankhya say that consciousness get dissolved in the super consciousness to become conscious again. So you are following Yam, Niyam, and Asana, and now you are practicing Pranayama. So when you are practicing Pranayama, so it will help you to become more focused, because you have controlled Pran, Udan, and Saman by Vyana. By controlling Pran, Udan, and Vyana, you will be able to tame a little bit of Saman and Apan Vayu, and more of that can be taken by your good food and good eating habits also. So you have a good control on yourself. If you don't have a good control on your body, your prana, and on your mind, you cannot focus. So dharana is what? Dharana is focus. After the contemplation. So contemplation is not possible with a rajasic mind. The contemplation is not possible with a excessive tamasic mind. The contemplation is possible by a tamed body, tamed breath, and tamed mind. Pranayama helps us to have a tamed body, tamed mind, and tamed breath, so that we can prepare ourselves from the dharana. So when we practice dharana, then your awareness increases, then your consciousness increases, then your viveka increases, your judgmental power increases, that what is to be done and what is not to be done. And then improving your dharana helps you to meditate. So dhyan is not possible without following yam, niyam, asana, pranayama, pratyahar, and dharana. And once you are able to meditate, then you prepare yourself for the samadhi, which is the ultimate purpose of the life. So pranayama is a important stepping stone for the samadhi. So samadhi is to being conscious again. So this journey from being gross to the subtle, from being Atman to the Brahm, is practically impossible without taming your rajas, without taming your tamas, without taming your body, without taming your mind, and without taming your breath. And pranayama is helpful for all that. So this is all I want to share as a doctor with you, that how pranayama can be useful for good health, protect you from cancer and malignancy, can protect you from to evolve as a better human being, and to have samadhi, and how it is good for creating good vibes in the body by taking oxygen to the every cell of the body, and how it is good to balancing of the pranamaya kosha. And with the help of the balancing of the pranamaya kosha and manomaya kosha and annamaya kosha, we can make our jnanmaya kosha good. And by the making your jnanmaya kosha good, you prepare yourself for having a life with living mostly with the anandamaya kosha. And once you are living a life with the anandamaya kosha, life is bliss, nothing else but bliss. Thank you, and thanks for patiently listening.
Thank you, Dr. Vivek Mohindra. Such a vast canvas you have covered up, your knowledge, your expertise into this subject. Like you've started to talk about balancing the three main, you started with pranayam, of course, and balancing the three main life forces. Then you spoke about the chitta, how to expand it. And you said we seldom are aware of our conscious and subconscious mind always. Subconscious mind is always available, but our conscious mind is not having time to for the subconscious mind, you see. So we are engaged with our daily routine things and the attractions around for us. So many attractions. Today we have a laptop, we have a mobile is enough for the day. So this keeps us so occupied that the day goes shorter. We don't have enough time to also go into our subconsciousness, you see. You spoke about that, then you spoke about you spoke about the sattva, tamas and rajas gunas. You spoke about the vata, pitta, kapha, koshas, and also, and then you spoke about breathing. Though I am surprised, you see, the Panchama Veda. How does a doctor talk about the Panchama Veda, the Natya Shastra, the Navarasas? So very well knowing all the Navarasas, that is my subject. I am a person of culture. You see, we did study the Natya Shastra, we studied the Vedas, you see, the Samved, which is very, very important, and the Navarasas, you see, and I'm surprised to hear a doctor talking about all these aspects which are a point of culture, you know. It was a vast canvas that you covered up, and how to tame our mind, and you see, very, very important is I've been hovering on this kind of a thing, and that you see, thinking of people, myself, and actually how to tame our body, which is of course through yoga, very, very important, and tame our mind, which is equally important. I really loved your lecture and the wide canvas that you have covered up. It's very interesting. We would love to have you again on this platform.
Thank you, Nirmala ji.
Thank you very much once again for this lovely presentation. We have covered our 5 speakers already, and we have certainly very important people like the yoga teacher Rajendra Singh, who does very good breathing. You know, he's very good at yoga and the pranayam. We have Ankita Sood from Hungary, who is also a yoga teacher from the Cultural Center. Ankita, are you here? Ankita? So she was to go, she had an appointment, so she must...
No, I'm still here. I was muted, but I'm still here. I'm listening to all the wisdom and the knowledge, and it's been really a pleasure to the ears.
So Ankita ji, we are starting up with a discussion. We have about maybe 25 minutes more. We can start a discussion, and Rajendra is also here. Rajendra Chauhan is Rajendra Singh is the yoga teacher from the Gandhi Centre, Embassy of India. So we can Riaz. I cannot escape talking about Ria. She's been so much of a help to start this program. Without her, I could never have this discussion. So the floor is open for discussions, please.
So may I just start with a question, because then I have to leave for my thing.
Yes.
Thank you so much. So first of all, thank you so much, Nirmala ji, for this initiative, and thank you so much for all the eminent speakers. It was really nice to see Dr. Varun. I still remember meeting him when our ICCR training was going on in Delhi. So thank you so much for your extremely good knowledge on the breadth of life. I just wanted to share one thing, that considering that this situation of COVID-19, and that is the reason that it has brought every one of us in these small boxes. Because of COVID-19 and coronavirus, everything has turned out to be virtual, to be online. I just finished in the morning my common yoga protocol session, but again, this time it was very different because no one was there in front of me. Otherwise, we used to have masses and masses of people. Um, my question is, which is open to everyone, is that definitely during this time, most of the students, they were facing this problem of anxiety and depression and breathlessness. And COVID-19 was all about having good immunity, having a good respiratory system. It was all about our breath, our mind, our emotions. So the topic, which is today's topic, is all about prana. It is all about breath. It is all about the bioenergy. If we can just sum up with 2 or 3 tips, which we can definitely give to our students, that yes, this is like the best way to keep yourself free from anxiety and negativities, because as we know that our breath and our mind, they are deeply connected. So I have been sharing some of the techniques where we talk about the different stages of breathing. We know that we have these 3 set of muscles: clavicular, intercostal, and the diaphragm. Focusing on these muscles and then how to breathe. But one technique of meditation like Anapanasati, which I'm also sharing it with my students. So if each expert can just give one tip of relaxing, keeping the mind cool, balanced, and then I think it will be really nice.
Yeah, thank you very much, Ankita ji. I would like to give you 1 or 2 tips for your strength.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Actually, all the elements, all the tridosha and all the panchkosha. In panchkosha, if you just don't count to the Anandamaya kosh, so everything is inertia, a jad. So there is no energy if there is not a supreme conscious energy. So the main purpose of the yoga, connect yourself to the supreme self, connection between soul and God. So if you try to find out what's the real nature of Atma, so that's the Panch Kalesh: avidya, asmita, rag, dvesh, abhinivesh. Abhinivesh is a fear. So in the whole world now, we can see, we can feel everyone have a fear. Fear of the death, fear of the maybe losing your family member, you're losing money, you're losing reputation, what kind of, any type of fear. So abhinivesh is a fear. So how it's a, see, it's a part of the Panchkalesh. So through the meditation and through the mantra chanting, definitely we can remove fear from our mind. And to improve the immune system, the breathing exercise is one of the best technique to improve immune system. Like Bhastrika Pranayam, Deepak ji has showed on the screen. He has done so beautifully, perfectly, that Bhastrika Pranayam is the most important in this period. So through this pranayam, we can create a heat inside the body, we can sweat, and we can kill all type of negative energies and germs and carbon from inside. So 2 things: try to control your fear. Means, see, you are teacher, we are teacher, we have a responsibility to remove unnecessary negativity and fear from the students. So try to remove fear from the student's mind and give the Bhastrika Pranayam technique. So I think this one will be very helpful for your strength. Thank you, Ankita ji.
Thank you so much, Dr. Varun. And if
we have somebody else who would like to talk. Is Rajendra here? He can give a demonstration of the breathing exercise. Rajendra ji, are you here? We can't find him here. So you can continue your discussion, please.
Yes.
I want Rajendra ji, I want you to give a demonstration of the breathing, you know.
Yeah.
You do it very well. Yes.
Yeah. So first, I would like to explain us a little bit about the breathing. There are 4 type of breathing. Is number 1. Features of pranayama is 4 importance. Pranayama, which give us the techniques of the breathing regulations. One is the slowing of breath, consciousness of breathing, balancing of breath, and breathe meditation. So when we go to little deeper in the breathe meditations, earlier we come to know that part of holding of the breath, creation of the breath awareness, balancing the breath, we know that breathing is 4 hour extended. Systematic breathing controls entire function of the human body. From meditations, one can attempt to control his mind. When the mind is controlled, our breathing will be controlled. When our mind is agitated or disturbed, then our breathing will be fast and unequal. The purpose of the pranayama is to control and regulate the breathing to attain the mind control. Controlling the mind on the contrary controls the breathing system. Now we are going to breathing system. So first, when will we do nadi shodhana? So first we do slow. There is 2 types of nadi shodhana. One is this. Then slowly inhale without holding. Then now we will talk about little bit of Vastrika pranayama, which is very good for the just asked about the deep COVID-19 also, how to do and how to do correctly. And those people who can't do through the hand, they can do by it is very good for open your lungs, and it is very nice for deep and lungs. Thank you very much.
Thank you, and 5 to 7 minutes, 7 minutes, let's say. We have here we have from the Indian Women Committee, Rashmi Mishra from London. Is she here, Rashmi ji? She leaves a logo here. Rashmi ji, are you here?
Yeah. Yes, I'm here. Thank you so much for inviting me. Thank you so much. A very good afternoon and namaste to everyone here. It's been really very thoughtful and amazing to watch everybody and learn. Actually, before COVID-19, you know, we did not realize the benefit of a healthy living and all the wellness and the healthy eating. We were always going out, restaurants, and outside food, and lazy to be in the kitchen. But COVID-19 has really taught us to value all these little things which we make, cook at home, the dal, the rice, the chapati, the homemade stuff, and the nice atmosphere of fresh air, breathing, happiness. So I'm actually post COVID, I'm learning a lot more, and it's very insightful to hear all these intellectuals here and understand how to actually adapt these things into life. Though we need to take out time. It seems very difficult, but I think we'll be there. Thank you so much.
I think, as you say, human beings have learned a lot from COVID. COVID-19 was very, very important to come in. Otherwise, if you see, we have been rushing with our life and doing lots of wrong things, lots of wrong things to our body as well as to the environment. As we have learned from COVID-19 how to behave, how to treat our body, how to breathe, even the flora and the fauna, the animals, the plants and trees have also, bloomed. The water, the rivers are so clean and pure today because of we had caged all the human beings inside the houses. So the environment was very fresh and clean. So you see, animals began to walk on the streets, and the atmosphere totally was different and so pure and so clean. So from that we learned that we do mistakes not only for our body, but we do mistakes for others too on the globe. So this is a very big lesson that we learn from COVID-19, and then of course the kind of food intake, and then we had time to think, as Dr. Vivek has stated clearly, that we don't have time for our subconscious mind. You see, we had enough of time for our subconscious mind during COVID-19. You see, and socializing not allowed, and just to get inward and think what it is. So are there anybody has to discuss anything, or I can wind this up? Is that okay? So I'm thankful to everybody for coming here, and especially to Mr. Kambiz Nafizi. You see, 6:30 morning he comes for this symposium. In Washington, D.C., it was 6:30 in the morning, and I thought he would say no to this. And he replied to my note and said that, no, I will be there. This is most surprising. I don't know how he managed, and I'm very, very thankful to him to wake up at 6, come be there at 6:30 for this symposium early morning. It is really, any other person would have said no to it. So thank you very much, Mr. Kambiz Nafizi, for being here and making your presentation. I thank Dr. Varun Veer for being here, and I don't see Mrs. Your wife here, of course, but then we have, you see, I forgot to mention that Yogacharya Dr. Varun Veer is also your governing body member of the ICCR. He's also the governing body member of the ICCR. Then we have Deepak Jashapara, who really is really surprising. I just got friendly to him, and he made a nice presentation, and also some snippets for our programs on social media on Gandhi Centre. Dr. Madhu Khanna ji for being present here from Delhi. Dr. Anil Mehta, presence, non-presence, of course, for a short time. Dr. Vivek Mohindra, Rajendra Chauhan, and Rashmi Mishra, Ankita Suji. Thanks for coming and joining in with your busy schedule today. You see, it's a very important day for us. We haven't slept for days together planning the 6th International Yoga Day. Thank you, each and everybody. Thanks a lot for being on the symposium. Thanks a lot. Namaste.
And now I want to finish by some mantras.
Okay, so that's good.
Om Atha Yoganusasanam Yogaschitti Vritti Nirodha Yogaschitta Vritti Nirodha Yogaschitta Vritti Nirodha Tadadrishta Swarupe Avasthanam तदा दृष्टु स्वरूपे अवस्थानं वृत्तिसारूप्यमीकृता वृत्तिसारूप्यीकृता अथ योगानुशासनम् स्थिरं सुखम् आसनम् स्थिरं सुखम् आसनम् ॐ नमः शिवाय ॐ नमः शिवाय कर्मा शुक्ला कृष्णं योगिनास्त्रिविधमितरेषाम् कर्मा शुक्ला कृष्णं योगिनास्त्रिविधमितरेषाम् अथ योगानुशासनम् ॐ नमः शिवाय ॐ नमः शिवाय. Thank you very much everyone to join with us. Namaste.
Thank you, Rajaji. Thank you. Namaste
Thank you
to
very
all.
much.
And thank you very much.